last week, first inning, you come in, Fenway Park, first start. You're three batters in and it's already bases loaded, no outs, and Bogarts is coming up to hit. What's going on in your mind in your first start in this situation?
Yeah, not an ideal situation. I put myself in there. Just trying to get myself to settle in and embrace those emotions and the nerves and the excitement that I had being out there, and really trying to limit the damage. I know I put myself in a poor situation that I normally don't like to, get myself into, and hadn't made some pitches that I needed to, and trying to keep it small though, and making sure I was going pitch to pitch and just winning one pitch at a time, I think was the mindset. And we ended up being able to minimize the damage, and I think that was a separator.
So like after that inning, did you kind of feel like get some nerves and butterflies out of you, and you just kind of settle down the rest of the way?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I just started to feel comfortable. Felt like I was getting back in attack mode, and that's really where I thrive, is when I'm going after guys and attacking guys, and that's the kind of pitcher I am. So really just getting back to my own DNA and being myself. And I think I kind of just settled in and started, feel like myself.
And you've had a pretty long road back to the majors with your injuries, and even just before that, your personal life. What did it mean to you just coming into one of the most historic ballparks for your first start and just stifling one of the most prolific offenses? I mean, this is one of the best offenses in the league, and you pitched 5 strong innings and got the win.
Yeah, it's a good team. There's no slouch in that lineup. They got a lot of guys 1 through 9, and guys coming off the bench who can definitely do damage. And but at the same time, I've confidence in myself, and I have confidence in my team and my own preparation. And for me, I just knew I had to go do what I do. And for me, handling my own aspect of the game, I felt like that was going to take care of the rest. And like I said, the first inning was a little shaky, and we got a little shaky there in the 5th as well. But me being myself, trusting the guys around me, it was 9-on-1 out there. So just keeping that in the back of my mind made it a little bit easier for me.
Now, everybody watching the game on TV, every time you pitch, they would show your father's reactions every pitch. What does it mean to have him there in the crowd with you?
It's definitely special. He's been there the entire way, since I was a little kid up to this point. And I think he's seen a lot of the difficult times that I've gone through. So for him to see me have some success at this level and get that start and get that win, I just know how excited and proud he was. And hopefully we can continue to make him happy.
What was the how did that transpire? You got the call to start, and did he fly into Boston? What was the situation like there?
Yeah, I got the call. I'd obviously got the news about some injuries and stuff going on up here, and I was just down in AAA trying to take care of where I was at and handle my own business and work and whatnot. And manager called me in the office, and the coaching staff called me in the office and asked me how I felt about starting in Fenway. And I said, I'm absolutely ready to go. Let's do it. And so my dad was obviously the first call I made, and he sent the text out to the family group chat, and then the family started asking, hey, are you going to go? You're going to go? And then next thing you know, he's asking me for tickets, and we made it happen. And it's just special to have him there. And
your father's still based in Southern California?
Yeah.
Okay. And just, your Armenian background, you've talked about it before, but just your family history, your ancestors, did they escape the genocide or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you know about your family background just after they escaped, where they ended up and what happened after that?
I know they went through Ellis Island, as did a lot of immigrants at the time. And then they spent some time in Detroit, ended up making their way to Northern California and Fresno, which is a large Armenian community there. And then my grandma and grandpa ended up in Walnut Creek out here. So my dad grew up in Walnut Creek. I'm half Armenian. I've been, fortunate to know and continue to learn about the culture and the community and what it means. And I'm definitely proud to be here at this stage and be an Armenian.
So on April 24th, I saw you tweeted out after Joe Biden became the first standing U.S. president to acknowledge, call what happened in 1915 a genocide. What was just your reaction to that and general thoughts you had for that?
It was a special moment. I mean, regardless of who the president was or is, and where people stand, I think it's just a big moment for history, honestly. And for me, it was special because my 96-year-old grandma, she was able to hear this, and for me to just know, what her parents and her ancestors have been through before mine, and the knowledge of Armenia and everything. I just know how special it was to her. And in general, by Biden, coming out and saying and acknowledging the Armenian genocide, it's not only the Armenian community that it's recognizing, it's recognizing genocide as a whole. And the problem with not recognizing genocide is that's part of the issue. That's what they want. That's what people want when these are happening. These issues are happening across the world, and they call it ethnic cleansing, and it's just that's losing. And when somebody comes out in the position that they have, as Biden had, and was able to acknowledge the situation and acknowledge it after 100 years now, 105 years, it's a special moment. And I know a lot of Armenians across the community and across the United States and in Armenia are just celebrating this small victory. And but it's, like I said, it's more of a step in the right direction for humanity as opposed to just Armenians.
Yeah, and for you as a professional athlete, and a lot of Armenians don't know about you, especially after last week, how important is it to you to bring awareness to social issues like that, especially at the year we had last year where social issues came to the forefront? As an Armenian, how important is it to you? Do you feel responsible to bring awareness to those type of social issues?
It's definitely important. It's definitely important. I feel like for me personally, it's one of those things where I'm not going to come out and speak on something unless I have complete knowledge of the situation, because in my opinion, people who come out and speak and just talk, it seems to be meaningless and empty words. So I'd prefer to always have an understanding of what's going on, and sometimes that's difficult for me, being where I'm at. But as I continue to learn about my own ancestors and history and whatnot, it is important. And I think for a lot of people who are in the Armenian community who see my last name, when they're flipping through the channel and I might be on TV, it's a big deal. And a lot of people have reached out to me and seen me on Twitter and recognized the small things that I have said and said thank you and how proud they are of me. And for me, just being a young American Armenian kid, I never really thought that this kind of platform would mean anything. I just always put myself in as just another member of society a little bit, who's just trying to do their part. And for me to realize that so many people are kind of looking and can feel the impact of my words, it's means a lot. And it means it's important for me to speak when the time is right and say the proper things.
And the A's actually just passed this month. You guys signed Kaprielian, who's I guess he's in AAA right now. You guys maybe overlapped a little bit before you got called up. What is that like? Is that something you guys talked about, just being two Armenians on the same roster? Or
yeah, the first day I met him, it was the first conversation, and I obviously knew who he is, and his dad was a ex-baseball big leaguer and Cy Young winner, and Cam's a great guy. And for me, getting to talk to Cam a little bit, and we talked, just briefly talked about a little bit of food, a little bit about the culture, and it was funny though. And I think, from what I know, we're the two Armenians in baseball, and he's obviously had a heck of a career so far, and it's going to continue to thrive. And but it's pretty cool that we're in the same organization, and we share that IAN at the end of our names. So it's pretty cool.
Is that something you'd like to do in the near future? Maybe go to Armenia, check it out over there?
I think it'd be a cool thing to do. I've definitely seen some stuff on the internet about, how beautiful it is there and how strong the coffee is. And yeah, I don't see why it can't happen.